Welcome to Cadence Theater Company's Stage Right Student Leadership and Workforce Readiness Culminating Video Montage. The Stage Right teaching team has been in the Creative Writing Classroom weekly from October 20 through February 2021 via Google Classroom at John Marshall, Huguenot, and Armstrong High Schools, working on this year's theme of social justice. Stage Right Student Leadership and Workforce Readiness Program provides Richmond and regional high school students with an opportunity to gain experience in critical thinking, problem solving, communication skills, and teamwork through writing and performing narratives that are directly relevant to the issues they face in their own lives.
Special thanks to Richmond Public Schools for giving us access to these incredible students, Capital One and our other sponsors, and to the creative writing teachers who welcomed us into their classrooms, Wenda Thompson, John Morris, and Bonnie Davis. You all continue to lead with grace and love in these uncertain times.
I value family because without my family, I wouldn't be here at all in this position. I am passing grades, doing well. I am not alone in the world.
I value trust and respect because most people don't have exposure to people like that.
I value wisdom. I feel like because of my age, adults try to pin my knowledge or make it seem limited because of my youthful years.
I value respect because I learned that if you give the person respect, then the other people will respect you.
I value loyalty because I need people to stick with me throughout thick and thin.
Knowledge holds value to me because I want to know a lot of things. I have many questions about the world and I like to know the answers.
I care about people who are in need of help, like friends.
Friendship is everything to me. It gives me a sense of purpose, value, and respect.
I value truth. The truth will set you free. If you tell the truth, nothing bad will happen, even if there are consequences.
I value affection. Actions speak louder than words, so showing affection is better than telling.
I value honesty. All can be forgiven with the use of honesty.
I value knowledge because if you do not have anything, you'll always have knowledge, and it can take you so far.
Social justice to me means keeping other status quo the same, regardless of skin, religion, and race.
I think about how white people and black people are being sentenced differently for the same crime.
No one should be excluded or treated differently because of skin color, race, or religion, sexual preference, or gender. We all deserve equality. It should be a born right.
Everyone should never judge a book by its cover and should get the same consequence like people who killed George Floyd. Or they all only got into witness protection or just got into the no-fly list for killing someone that's really messed up.
Social justice means equality and opportunities for everyone, like colleges and jobs.
With slavery, it didn't make sense to go and take innocent people and have them struggle 300, 400 years later. We did not ask to come to America. Now there is police brutality. What are you getting out of killing innocent people because of their skin color? I'm going to vote every year once I can to make a change happen. Everyone needs to come together. Starting off bad will spread bad and end badly too. One bad apple in the bunch spoils the whole barrel.
One sound that annoys me is the police sirens in my neighborhood, from day to night.
I hate the sound of someone with allergies scratching their throat.
I hate the sound of styrofoam like when it squeaks.
I hate when someone has to turn a page on a book.
A sound that annoys me is the fry sound at my job I hear when I get home from work.
Screeching on a chalkboard.
Any type of siren sounds.
Popping noises.
Scratching noises like the bottom of a pan.
I don't like uncomfortable breathing in my ear.
I don't like when people chew with their mouths open.
Helping out my friends and friends with problems and issues and being a comfort to them, to be a really good person and to be there to talk to them when they are going through something. Recently, my friend was going through something with his family and he didn't tell us, but I asked him what was wrong and I told him it was going to be okay and urged him to stay positive about it.
I motivate myself. I think about what I want to be in life.
I really enjoy having a team and people to work with.
Something that motivates me is cheering up people and caring for people just by making their day better. It makes me feel so good about myself because I feel like I can go way far beyond that.
One of my best traits is that I can see things from both sides.
One of my best traits are my sense of humor, the fact that I care, listen, and I put myself out there.
Being outspoken, understanding, and opinionated.
One of my best traits is that I give great advice, but can't take my own. I am very caring and I try to be interested in others.
One of my strengths is that I am very curious about a lot of things, but one of my weaknesses is that I can't accept a problem that cannot be controlled by me.
My strength is that I'm very passionate, and my weakness is communication until I get comfortable with someone.
My weakness is anxiety and talking a lot or too much.
My strength is being with people that I get along with and get positivity from. My weaknesses are being social.
My strengths: groups, social interactions, having the same interests with people. Weaknesses is social anxiety, negative emotions, and ignorance.
What are we learning in school? Do you feel represented in school? Our school boards are giving us history to learn that only shows one point of view. When we learn about Black history, it's always an activist trying to help our people overcome oppression. Is that all the history we have? Were we ever anything else? Slavery is being taught to us like it was not a big deal. We were taught that Columbus discovered America, even though the natives were already here. He still has a day. For a long time, many of my peers and I believed that the white Confederate supremacists on statues on the way to school were heroes to us. We need a change. We are too far ahead into the future to still be learning in this racist view. Diversify our narrative, diversify our books.
Say their names and how many more. There are so many people beat, hurt, and even killed by the police. I'm not trying to say all police are bad, but my mom's just saying one bad apple can run a whole basket. Most police officers abuse their power, so even if they're not wrong, they make it seem like you did something completely wrong. It's really crazy how police are supposed to protect our communities, but they make our communities feel unsafe and rattled. There are so many people that have been hurt, beaten, and even killed by the police. More than half of those cases don't have justice. Some of those officers are still walking around free as he or she didn't just kill or put someone's life in danger. Jacob Blake was shot in his back 7 times that left him paralyzed from the waist down. He's not the only one. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Maurice Gordon, and many more. Say their names.
Pretty privilege and colorism. Why is lighter skin praised? This simple skin tone is praised because of the stereotypes behind it. This has been going on for centuries. One thing we need to tackle with this is the elephant in the room: bleaching. Bleaching is a terrible thing for anyone to even think of. I myself have experienced this thought, and I have learned to love the skin I'm in. Love the skin you're in.
Is education really equal? How can kids who weren't born here get to have rights like kids that were born here don't? 1. Why do kids here is obligated to take ESL? 2. The lack of attention a teacher can give to 20 plus students is not right. 3. Better support on how to make students understand and participate in your classroom. We all need to review and discuss how many things we can do for our kids and ourselves education. We all need to keep in mind of things behind education. Is it really helping students, or do teachers need a hand? We also got to keep in mind that some students are not receiving the class or help that is non-necessarily or is necessarily for them. Any groups who protest or always try to put education first for the rest of us, because at the end of the day, education has to be something we all need to keep in mind and keep it fair just like everything else.
Shootings and gun violence in Virginia. There have been many shootings in Virginia, from police shootings to normal civilians killing each other. This causes the whole state to be scared. It keeps people at home. It keeps people from enjoying themselves and keeps fear in the hearts of the inhabitants. If it were up to me to try to prevent this, I would try to add more security to the neighborhoods. People in the neighborhoods need to step up How can we expect someone else to help us if not enough people help themselves? Violence in Richmond is crazy. So many people have been killed in the past 5 weeks. It's not even cool. Then people wonder why we can't make it at times. How can we expect to succeed and make it out the hood if our brothers and sisters keep dying? Students from Freeman staged a walkout. This was because they were tired of the gun violence. Students were scared of losing their lives. Richmond's crime rate is 60% higher than Virginia's average and 17% higher than the national average. Guys, we gotta do something about it. Stop the violence.
Even though I'm gay, will you still love me the same? Teen homelessness is 1.6 million each year. 46% is LGBTQIA+, whose parents kicked them out or they decided to leave because their parents weren't accepting of who they love. Think about a trans man who left because his mom was not accepting of him dressing masculine. He couldn't be himself, so he decided to leave. What about a person whose pronouns are they, them? They were kicked out of their home because their caretakers didn't approve of their lifestyle. Or what about a girl whose parents disowned her because she was a lesbian? They shut off her phone and asked for her car back. They even cut off all her cards. She was left broke and with no home. We need to try and teach parents of LGBT+ how to understand their children, how to accept that their children are who they are, to have a program for parents of LGBTQ+ kids. Check out Side by Side in Richmond. We love who we love.
Black women are underrepresented in data sets and have worse health outcomes. We have to do better. Studies show that 1 out of 4 white women are less likely than black women to die or even experience traumatic childbirth disabilities during labor. Even President Donald Trump has declined to fund UNFPA, insinuating their involvement in coercive abortions, affecting many women on an international scale. Women have the right to decide the changes within them, regardless of marital status or just being partners. It takes two to make one. Do you really care about women? Do you value the women in your life? If you can't do it, women can. Sign the petition in order to end discrimination and put a woman in charge of all rights that we no longer have control over.
We all know that the president has called the coronavirus, or the official name, COVID-19, the Chinese flu, or the Kung flu, which to people who actually have the wrong in this, which means you can see that this is very racist. Now, what should you believe? Well, if you can believe the Daily Weather Channel on the news, then you can obviously believe today's scientists and the cold hard facts that are right in front of you. Now, those who act ignorant, people who say or do things that are indeed racist, if they just learn, or if they're willing to, they can learn the error of their judgment and realize how ignorant they were acting. All I'm saying is, if one can understand a current situation and to have common sense, everyone can get along and make clear judgment and can be rid of ignorance. Now, what you need to do right now is to educate yourself and be honest with yourself about current events happening around you and the people around you, because we need as many people as possible to just understand that sometimes their perspective, their point of view of certain things isn't always the right thing, isn't always the correct thing. So all I'm saying is you need intelligence, not ignorance.
Recaps of 2020. My problem is how this year of 2020 affected the world in many ways. Starting off with COVID, everything shutting down, lost businesses, not being able to travel, virtual school, and death of illnesses. Then going to Black Lives Matter, protesting, violence, racism with the police, and sadly the death of innocent people such as Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. And last but not least, the ignorant man who was called our president, Donald Trump, a man who had lack of care and terrible decision maker. This is what I call the horror of 2020.
Hi there. How are you? Good? Cool, because I'm not. Who I am doesn't matter. My name is nobody. Look, I'm here to tell you to stop what you're doing, because it's not right. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about you judges out there. Yeah? Okay, for all you guys out there, listen up. Why would you go off of what the population, or your friends for that matter, are saying? Why not just go off of what your emotions and feelings are telling you about how something makes you feel, or vice versa? Like, let's say you see a black person and you automatically think to yourself, oh, that guy looks like trouble. I will just stay away from this person, or I'm going to bully the person because I can. That's not right. Or, for another example, you see a member of, this, say, LGBTQ, and you shout something homophobic. Do you think that's right? The right thing to do? No, I do not think so. Oh, and yet another one. Let's say you and your friends are out somewhere. You're going to the store. The sign says, wear a mask. None of your friends are wearing masks, but you bring one, and you attempt to wear it. But you're afraid that your friends are going to think that you're lame, per se, or not cool. So you don't wear a mask. And you're risking everyone's safety and yours. Why do that? I don't know. But look, all I'm trying to say is just go off of what you think and feel. Got it? Because you doing what everyone else wants you to do is only going to end up hurting you, not everyone else. Don't judge. Just try.
Did you know that music can relieve stress? Music has helped me cope and resolve internal issues. Music has been in my life forever. My mom told me that I was fresh out of the hospital listening to Jeezy bumping in my dad's car. When I was younger, my mom and dad had a whole recording studio in one of the rooms in our 3-bedroom house in Florida. My uncle, Chicken, would come over and they'd make music. I loved to sing, but never wanted to be a singer. Hannah Montana was my idol. I watched many shows on Disney in the 2000s, but Hannah Montana was by far my favorite. In middle school, my taste in music changed a lot. By this time, I've gotten old enough to do real chores around the house and cook dinner. My mom and I would turn on music and clean together. We would listen to artists like Whitney Houston, Missy Elliott, Boyz II Men, Tyrese, Ashanti, Keisha Cole, and many more. Growing up, I had low self-esteem and mental health challenges that would cause me to feel depressed. My mom, my sister Notori, my youngest sister Camille, and I lived in a home before we stayed at our cousin's house. We lived there until tension started to build between my mom and our cousin Debbie's husband. They didn't want us there any longer, so my mom made a plan. My dad came all the way from Florida to get my sister and I. We stayed with him for a year, but it felt like an eternity. My sister and I rarely saw our dad the whole year we spent there. Almost every day of the summer, my sister and I went without food. Almost every day of the year, we went without clean underwear. At some time in the year, I caught a UTI. I got really sick. In bed for weeks, defecating on myself. No one took me to a hospital. My sister Notori took care of me. My Uncle Chicken had his own studio equipment in a room in my grandma's house. He'd come over and make his gospel music, and I'd help. A lot of terrible things happened, but music got me through it. I would sing and make songs using my uncle's piano. Now my knowledge about music has grown and diversified. I listen to R&B, trap, gospel, rock, pop, reggae, and some country. Music helps change my mood and take my mind off things. Whenever I'm feeling down, angry, or alone, I listen to a song to get me out of those emotions.
I'm 62 inches of monsters. My personality is blue, party crazy. I'm like a cat because I'm cuddly and soft. I'm like a hard cement road because no matter how tough things get, I always stay still and strong. I try to speed things up with my attitude.
I'm 69 inches of happiness and music. My skin is very mixed and strained. It fits me perfectly. I'm like a panda because I love hugs and eating. I'm like a lion because I love being part of a good caring group and helping each other out. I would be the weather, sometimes a raging storm, sometimes a calming wind. I walk through life wondering what's next, while also trying to stay organized and keep everything calm. I'm named after my dad. Since I am the oldest, it means a gift from God.
I may or may not be related to the person who created the filament in the light bulb. I am one of 2 siblings. My skin is caramel. I am 68.5 inches of pure chaotic energy. I'm like a wolf because I stay with my pack. I'm like water because I flow through the homework of life. I walk with my chest held high because I am confident in myself.
I am one of 5 siblings. I am 65 inches of happiness and anime. I'm like a flowering cherry blossom, just living calmly and growing peacefully. I try to stay afloat even though I can't swim. I am as pale as a coconut. My personality is a blazing red because it's my favorite color. It makes me think of the sun. I play soccer. Everyone in my class called me Tom.
I am a hardworking black woman led by my African ancestors' pride. I stand at about 64 inches tall, not very high. I am bright like a bold yellow, but still soft like the brown skin I'm in. I am delicate like a butterfly, but smart like a dolphin. I walk this earth like I'm the only one here, because with that thought, I have no fright. I try to help others to be positive, because in the end, you win this fight.
My mom loves Marilyn Monroe, and they wanted something similar. Madeline is not a Hispanic name, so it's different. In my country are mainly like 5'1" or 5'4". We have a decent height. We are mainly light-skinned or brown. We are sweet but sassy. We learn how to cook traditional plates at a young age. We either play soccer or run for beauty pageants. We do this famous parade called La Flor, which was canceled this year due to COVID. I look forward to dressing like a queen of flowers all over me next year.
I'm 71 inches of pride. The color of my skin does set me aside. I am humble as an elephant, trunks of thoughts and pain. Others' thoughts are irrelevant, leveling myself depending on the rain. Whether it's heavy, like a weight, or light like a feather, I do me regardless of the weather. I walk with concern and care. Some call me soft like a feather flowing in the air. People seem to take, regardless of the race. I am puertorriqueño. Todas las cosas están en mis sueños. We all learn from our mistakes. Whether if things seem real, they're all are fakes. I walk with my head held high, legs straight, chin up to the sky. Although everyone always try to take a piece of your pie, friends always faking in disguise. Don't mind them and hit them with the nah. Doing me, enjoying the ride, cause life is not simple. Sometimes you have to breathe and massage your temple so you can get what's buried deep beneath. You have to be prepared for what's at stake. The need to learn how to control what's on your plate. This is a short story of me. I have really been wondering, could you relate?
My heritage is African American, black, colored. My height is 32 inches of strength and 32 inches of love. My skin is the color of a brown fall leaf. My moves are swift as a wolf running to its prey. My heart is as light as a flower. My footsteps are heavy yet calm. They demand respect as I walk in the room. My passion is undecided, but so am I.
I walk with a swift gait like a cheetah. I am 62 inches of black beauty. I am brown like caramel. I am a spring in Virginia. My country Florida accent sometimes slips out like profanity in an inconvenient place. And my pencil dances across the canvas like Mick Jagger. Victoria means the victorious one. Mumu was my nickname before because I would always throw up my milk. Dad kept calling me Mama, so everybody used it too.
My bestie is a loyal individual. We've known each other since the 6th grade. She has never lied or backstabbed me and pushes me to be the best. She has always been there through middle and high school.
Anytime I need help, Miss Thompson and my other teachers are always there for me. When I don't get work in on time or just a little behind, they are understanding and give me more time and advice because they want to see me succeed.
I admire my stepdad. He was my first father figure in my life. He has taught me many wise traits. and I can always talk to him about anything.
My dad is from Stamford, Connecticut. I call him Old Man or Taj. He's 72 inches of crazy. He's a Buffalo Bills fan, so he like blue. He's like a lion because when he's mad, he goes off. He's like a cactus because he's pricky when he's grounded. He walks with his head up and never lets nobody take him down. He's a chef and he give out leftovers to others.
My big bro is Puerto Rican. When we talk, we be deep in. He's 2 inches shorter. If someone tries him, I'll cross any border. He is yellow, kind of mellow. All he does is play 2K and yell Carmelo. He's a gazelle because he's always hunted and never gives up. He always seems to clutch it. He walks like he has no care. His left side is really rare. Half of the brain is gone and he can never go out bare. When we was younger, all the kids did was stare.
My mom is 5'4" feet of pure sassy. She's black and proud. Her color is caramel. She's a very sweet butterfly who swifts through the sky. She's as calm as the fall wind. She struts like a model on the runway. She demands attention when she walks in the room. She loves taking care of kids, and she does a great job.
My dad was a man of many strong men and talents combined. He was tall and lean, standing at 6'3". He was very dark like chocolate, and words flew out of his mouth smooth just like it. Like a dog, he was always going to be there when you needed him. He was in the army, and he took that to walk this world like the strong soldier he was.
Work until you no longer have to introduce yourself.
Treat people how you want to be treated, hunt or be hunted.
Sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. Joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain.
Live in the now.
Be yourself and not who they say you should be. The darkest nights leads to the brightest days.
My life motto is if you want a rainbow, you'll have to go through the storm first.
No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, gender identity, speak yourself.
I have dreams. Work is hard, but I'm capable.
There's darkness around me, but I am the light that will shine through.
People change, things goes wrong, but remember life goes on.